Grüß dich, Marco. Kannst du mich hören?
Jetzt ja, ja.
Jetzt, okay. Wie geht's?
Mir geht's soweit gut. Und selber?
Ganz gut.
Prima.
Was gibt's
Ich hab,
Neues?
Neues?
Ja.
Ich weiß nicht, was ist dein Stand? Nein, uns geht's soweit gut. Wir sind soweit alle gesund. Ja, soweit ist alles in Ordnung. Die Sonne scheint bei uns. Wir haben 25 Grad. Morgen soll es 26 Grad werden.
Schön.
Ja. Ich habe mal eine ganz andere Frage.
Ja.
Und zwar kann ich mich daran erinnern, dass, wenn es auf Mission Thunfisch-Casserole gegeben hat,
Ja,
dann
schon.
gab es immer irgendwelche knusprigen Sachen da drin. Ich weiß nicht mehr, was das war. Wir haben schon so im Internet geguckt, wir haben da nichts gefunden. Hast du auch eine Idee, was ich meine?
Ja, aber genau was das war, weiß ich nicht. The dish is often topped with potato chips, cornflakes, breadcrumbs, or my favorite, fried onions.
Nee, das war irgendwie, ich weiß nicht, ob das Blätterteigrollen war oder irgendein Teig, der knusprig wurde. Naja, egal. Hätte ja sein können.
Ja, ich weiß nicht.
So, du bist doch jetzt offiziell in Rente, oder?
Nee, noch nicht.
Noch nicht, okay.
Noch 2 Jahre noch.
Ach, die schaffst du auch noch. Naja. Und bist du immer noch so viel unterwegs?
Ja, wir fliegen in einer Woche nach Mexiko
Mhm.
und wir werden dort eine Woche, 6 Tage verbringen und komplett relaxieren.
Das ist interessant, das Wort relaxieren.
Uns völlig entspannen.
Ja, das ist gut.
So, ich habe ein Foto im Chat eingetan. Kannst du das Foto sehen?
Nein,
Im Chat? Nein.
ich weiß nicht mal, wie ich da reinkomme.
So ganz unten. Ich weiß
Links
nicht,
steht
was.
Ganz unten links steht Eric Rogers. Das ist alles.
Kein Chat. Huh? Chat Button.
Vielleicht ist mein Gerät auch zu alt.
Hier, ich kann doch so Screen Share. Diese Sachen hier, diese knusprige, ich glaube, sie sind Zwiebel.
Ja. Das kann gut sein. Ist nicht so wichtig. Das war einfach nur eine Frage.
Ist egal.
Genau.
Wenn das gut schmeckt, dann ist es wichtig.
Ja, manchmal täusche ich mich einfach auch, weil es nicht schlimm.
Deine Frau, sie arbeitet noch nicht.
Im Moment leider nicht, nein.
Oh, es tut mir leid.
Da kann keiner was für. Weil eigentlich also sagen wir mal so, wir wissen nicht, warum sie keine Arbeit mehr hat. Aber wir haben, sie hat Bewerbung geschrieben und sie hat einen telefonischen Termin jetzt kommenden Freitag mit einem Interessenten, sage ich mal. Und mal sehen, was dabei rauskommt.
Ich hoffe, es gut geht. Sister Lake, are you there?
Yes, but I don't know how to get my picture on. That's just, well, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Marco, can you hear Sister Lake? Marco looks like he might be frozen.
Oh, he might be. You got my list.
I did. I sent it out by email and by
I saw that, yeah.
In the WhatsApp group, and I'll put it on the Facebook page too.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll be able to, I'll be able to update the mission list with information, and I'll pass that along to you.
Okay. I can see Rob Carver now.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing great. How are you?
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to join. It's 2 o'clock my time, and I I always have a meeting
It's work
at
time.
this time of day. But I'm on a detail and to another organization, so it's the first time in a long time I've been able to join in. So I appreciate the emails, even though I very seldom, if ever, responded.
Who are you working with?
NASA still.
So your special detail is just to another division within the organization?
Yeah, so I've been in charge of so I've always done budget development, budget execution for all 31 years of my career, and so I've been in charge of all of their mission support budgets, right? So I work directly for the associate administrator for mission support. So it's like 13 enterprise functions like HR, CFO. It's all the budget for those enterprise functions, including facilities and IT, and then also the construction of facilities budget is another budget. So
Okay.
it's about $3.5 billion of, just their budget that I've run formulation and execution. So right now I'm taking a 6-month stint over in human capital. It's a little development opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired, and I actually have to take a call, so I'll jump right back on in a minute.
Okay, thanks.
So how do I get my picture on there, Eric?
In the lower left corner, there should be a mute button and a stop or start video button.
Yeah. So I just clicked on start video.
And it looks like the camera's looking at the ceiling or the wall.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, and I can do that.
There we go. Now we can see you.
Am I there?
Get close. It keeps pushing up just a little bit. I can see the mantle piece. There we go. Oh.
You can see the top of my white head. There isn't anybody else that has that.
There we go. That's
Okay.
perfect.
Okay, I can only stay for half an hour because on Wednesdays I go down to Provo to meet with my daughter. She has what's the word? We're doing pictures. We're going through old scrapbooks and scanners. She has a scanner and we're going through, but I have to be there to tell her who's in the picture because she doesn't recognize any.
Which daughter?
Kathy.
Oh, okay.
Do you know her?
Yeah.
She's my oldest.
Not as well as Susie and Teresa.
Yeah.
So what's new at the museum?
Well, in the beginning on July 6th, we're going to have a beautiful new art exhibit, all of Minerva Teichert's art.
Oh, I love her work.
Yeah, that's going to be totally her. So it starts the 6th of July. It'll be there for 9 months, I think. So it'll be fun to have that.
How much traffic do you tend to get?
Well, it's amazing. we're not overloaded with traffic, but it's pretty steady, and we get a lot of international visitors and out-of-state visitors. So it's fun to talk to them. Had a family from Arizona the other day and a couple of guys from Brazil that I interacted with, and so it's fun to do that. I like that.
Did you do that in Portuguese?
Did I? Yes, of course.
So is that where you're doing volunteer work right now? I did missed out where actually.
Yes, it's Church Museum.
Oh, I knew that you had been a docent there for
I've been there
quite a while, haven't you?
Oh, I've been there for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So I'm going to retire one of these days, but they still let me come, so I do it.
I am ready to retire. Let me tell you, I am ready to retire.
How old are you,
but
Rob?
I'm I'm 57, so I'm actually retirement eligible. You can retire from the government with the full retirement benefits that you've earned when you're 57 and you have 30 years. So I have 57 and 31, but I can't afford it. I have to keep going longer, unless I win the lotto, and then I'd have to play it to win it. So it's very difficult.
Does Debbie get to retire when you retire? Or you could retire and just, make sure she keeps working.
Yeah, I suspect that Debbie won't ever retire. I think that she'll just do less, but I think she feels so. She does.
I gotta go ahead and catch it. Hold on.
Okay.
She does so much good that I suspect that she'll just keep going. I mean, again, probably instead of 4 days a week, she'll work 3 days a week, and then eventually she'll go to 2 days. She's told me that when I retire, that I will go and get a job working for Delta, just part-time in the summer so that we can get free flights. That's currently, and then I'm gonna also work. I'll work at a golf course as well. So
Those benefits are worth a lot.
do you still golf a lot?
Oh yeah, not a lot.
Thought of you.
I still play.
I thought of you on Monday as I was walking by the practice green at what's now called, I guess, Timpanogos, whatever, but East Bay. I don't know if you remember, but there was a day when we were all in school after our missions, and you were sitting there on the putting green practicing, and I wandered by, but I had occasion to go play around a golf, and I thought,
yeah, the Timpanogos was the name of the course, like my freshman year at BYU.
It was East Bay.
83, and then it turned into East Bay, and then they renovated it and turned it back into Timpanogos.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. So the only hole that I've ever gotten an eagle on is the one that it was that par 5. It was in the old East Bay layout. It was probably the 4th or 5th hole, and it had that big long. So it was a not dog leg, but it was a very shaping around went from left to right. And the Oracle building was out there. And if you had the guts, you had to carry it about 220, 230 over the water. And you could, so one time I carried the water and made the eagle putt, but the hole no longer exists. So
yeah, they've sold that property, and it's been developed with businesses. So
yeah.
Well, it's good to see Ramona and Alan and Casey on too.
Casey's on his list, Eric.
Yeah.
And
and there's Mark too.
It's the wrong address though. I'll have to figure that out.
I just need to change your address, Casey.
Yes, that address is way old.
You want to tell me what it is?
Sure. Right now? Or you can put it in the chat. I'll just do that.
What's that?
I'll type it in the chat.
Okay, that's good.
Alan Bott, goodness gracious.
Yeah, been a while, Rob.
It has been a while, Alan.
Hey, so I was listening in with great interest. That are you retiring, or are you retired, or?
No, heavens, no. I have probably the government retirement system. If you wait till you're 62, you get 1.1% per year instead of
Yeah.
1%. So I'm too greedy. I've got
Oh,
to at least go till I'm 62 before
okay.
but I'd like to. I'd really love to. I'd like to take up golf and other things.
Are you in Florida now, or where are you at?
Now I'm headquarters is in DC, downtown
Okay,
DC.
you're in DC. Okay.
So I've been around a number of places, but yeah, I'm back to I live down in Virginia a little bit, so
Okay.
and get to telework most of the time.
Yeah,
I'm part of the problem, these dang teleworkers.
you're not a problem as long as your employer's okay with it.
The federal government's getting less and less okay with it. We'll see what happens.
Alan, how are you holding up?
Really good. Yeah, life's good. Can't complain.
I don't see you very often. Are you in the building or you work remote?
I'm mainly in the building, so that's where I'm at today. So yeah, it's been good. I just got back from Germany a couple of weeks ago, and heading back over there with Hugh Wilkins here in a couple of weeks.
That's what Hugh said. It sounds like there's a
Yeah.
group of 10 or 15 of
No,
you.
we about 5 of us that'll
Okay.
be going. Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
It's for work. We're gonna go work with the finance team in Europe Central area, the controller and his team, and
Is that Frankfurt?
yeah, that's where we'll be.
Mhm.
Yeah, not quite far enough south, but it's close enough.
Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia's on now too.
I see Cynthia, and I just talked to Lola, and she was gonna get on too, but I don't see her yet.
Oh, awesome. Great. I've just been at a conference. I'm just taking a little break right now so I can listen in. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, it's great. I've been off the list for a long time, so I'm glad I was on it.
Ramona, what have you broken lately?
Where's Ramona?
Sorry.
I think of Ramona and I'm like, okay, what's the latest injury?
She had a lot of them.
Yeah. She's very active, I think, is the key there.
I'm having a little trouble here with can you guys hear me?
We can.
Okay. So yes, I broke
before we could see you and now we can't.
Well, I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got tech support in there, getting the job
tech support
done.
in to help you.
Yes, I do have a little thing on my wrist, which I've been given the go ahead. I broke my wrist about 7 weeks ago. Well, no, I broke it more than 7 weeks ago. I had surgery 7 weeks ago today. So if you can, I don't know if you can see my wrist.
Yeah.
Ouch.
It looks beautiful, Ramona.
There we go. Anyway, I was playing volleyball and I was backpedaling. Backpedaling's a no-no. That's just what happens when you backpedal. So.
Was that catching yourself?
Yep. That's why you don't backpedal. Because all of that weight on one arm, one wrist is too much. So it's like the most common sports injury, I think. So that's me. But I'm healed now.
Eric, are you back to doing this, or is Bjorn still doing it here?
Bjorn's still doing it. He just wasn't available this month.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bjorn's daughter, Michelle, has been staying with us recently. She just completed a doctoral degree at an Italian university and has her studies have focused on Danish Latter-day Saint women's immigration. And so we live right close to the church history library, so it's a great place for her to stay in order to do her research. But I'm on the organizing committee for a historical association that meets in September, so I've also roped her into presenting in Texas in September. So it's been really fun to be with her.
Is that
She's
where the meeting's going to be this year in Texas?
Yeah, so it's the John Whitmer Historical Association, and ordinarily we rotate between Independence and Kirtland and Nauvoo. And this will be the first time we're in Texas. So Lyman White, who was a member of the original Quorum of the 12, took a group of saints and settled west of Austin in what's now called Fredericksburg, but they had a little village called Zodiac and built a temple and established a community there among the German immigrants that were there before.
I went down there to Fredericksburg actually, and the funnest moment, Debbie and I were cruising through Fredericksburg, and we started talking to this old Texan, right? And he'd been in World War II, but we made the connection that he spoke German, right? So he was raised in Texas and spoke German with this awesome Southern drawl, this Texas drawl. I just never forget him. And he was just talking about Zemmelbrot of all things, but just this way that he would talk German. So cool. But yeah, that whole Lyman Wright, that area, it's a great area, a nice place to be, but it would be fun there's a big connection. And this guy knew about that connection too, and talked about, there's a story where he lost some millstones and supposedly used the power of the priesthood. I mean, whether it was luck or not, because it was, I think, broken off by then, but he found he divined these millstones that had gotten lost in a flood. So anyways.
Milling was the big industry for them. White and most of those that followed him were in the pineries in Wisconsin at the time of the martyrdom. And so they took that milling technology and expertise and took it to Texas and made a living for themselves down there for a while.
Is there anything left of that group there?
No, there's nothing. There are no living Whiteites that I'm aware of, but there is a monument. So Zodiac was the name of the community where they built the temple, and it's about 3 miles east of Fredericksburg, and there is a marker there, but it's private property. So the cemetery that was there has been plowed under for agriculture. But anyway,
That's too bad.
That's the reason we're going there.
Okay. All right. Cynthia must be eating lunch.
Yes, I've been trying to figure out how to block my video. Sorry, you'll have to see me eat lunch. Yes.
We don't mind.
No.
No, come between me and my food.
Well, I'm expecting my 43rd great grandchild this year.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Imagine that. It's just beyond belief to have that many, but
That's fabulous.
no.
Making the world a better place, one baby at a time.
But David and Teresa are back from their mission. Of course, they got back in July, and David's a seminary principal in Saratoga Springs, and Teresa's in the real estate business again, and Susie and her husband just live minutes away from me, so that's nice. And
What ward?
they live in, oh gosh, it's one of the Mill Creek wards, but I can't tell you which number.
That's great.
Yeah.
So this great grandchild, which child is it coming from?
It's coming, I have to stop and think now. It's coming from Teresa's son and his wife.
Nice.
Next.
We're getting another grandchild either today or tomorrow.
You are?
Yes, grandchild number 5.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we're excited.
Boy or girl?
Boy,
Is that,
So
you
they-
said that's your 5th grandchild?
yes, it'll be our 5th grandchild.
5th grandchild.
Mhm.
Well, get ready for when they start to reproduce. It's like rabbits.
Kind of makes
I'm
me tired just
expecting-
thinking about it. That's a lot of kids to take care of.
Yeah.
I'm expecting 4 grandchildren next week
Next
come.
week.
Wow.
to come to our house.
Oh, come to your house to visit. Are you getting rested up for that?
No rest for the weary right now. Work is kicking my can, so we'll get through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anyone know how Gwendolyn's mother's doing?
Oh, I didn't know anything about her.
She
hasn't
fell and broke
given
7
much of an
ribs.
update. I'm gonna be, hopefully I'll get to see Bendeline next week. We leave for Europe on Monday.
Oh,
And we're starting out in Amsterdam, and I was supposed to have dinner with Bendeline on Wednesday night, but that's just kind of up in the air. We'll just see how things go. So
Sister Lake, it was her 98th birthday, and after the party, she fell.
oh,
And she had some pulmonary emboli and broke
Oh.
7 ribs.
oh goodness, that's too bad.
Hey,
That's
Debbie,
Hey, oh,
it's a lot better.
Am I
Yeah,
on?
it's as good as Rob is. It's nice to have you even more. So
thank you. Good to be here.
Hi, Deb.
How are you, Sister Lake?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. Good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Yeah.
and Lola's with us too now.
I see. Hi, Lola.
Where's Lola? I don't see her.
I'm here.
There you are. Yeah. Thank you for the phone call, Lola.
I saw the email and I thought, I'm just gonna call Sister Lake and because I hadn't talked to you in so long. And I completely forgot that it was our meetup today. So
Where are you living, Lola?
I'm in Midway. I will send you my address, but anything that you have that you want to send, I'll stop by and pick up.
Put it on chat right now. And I'll write it down.
Okay. So sorry to join so late.
oh, some of us had just got on anyway.
So
Yeah, I
Deb,
literally got on just now, Lola, myself. So
Debbie, while you're here, thank you so much for hosting my daughters a while ago, a few years ago.
oh, yeah, a couple of years ago, whenever that was, right? Yeah, absolutely. That was so fun.
Yeah, so fun. So are you, yeah, I just saw it a couple weeks ago. I just saw Seth's mom. Why am I drawing a blank? To her name. What's her name?
Did I hear that your daughters were on
Oh,
mission,
honey,
Lola?
Wait.
you were in the primary presidency with
Oh, yeah, he says Pam Hill.
Yeah. So I don't know why I can't remember her name, Pam, but so we all
Okay.
helped them move. So my daughter, Michaela, is married to Seth, whose mom is a good friend of Debbie's.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
So-
realize your daughter was married.
I have 2 of them that are, and they both went out on a vacation to
Okay,
DC.
look, I'm glad you reminded me of that, Lola, because literally, I think Rob and I were talking about it just recently. And I said, how did that all come about? I can't even remember how that happened and who they were connected to. And so when you said Seth, and then Rob's like, wait, you were in the president. Oh, okay, Pam Hill. That's right. Now I got it. All full circle.
And I just have like the very worst memory, but yeah, so we have common grandkids. And so we just wanted to assess medical school graduation and help them move. So we were all staying at the house. So, yeah.
Nice.
I had such trouble with
Does
this.
anybody know anything about Kim's husband, Mark, and where he is and how he's doing?
Yes, he just came back
Why can't I
last
bring up the,
last weekend, I think it was,
I'm
uh,
trying to mute.
from China. And he is going through a job change. And yeah, so he's going to be in Salt Lake for a while. He's got some options that he's looking at, but
Wow.
it was really hard for him in China without Kim.
I'm sure.
He's not sure he'll go back, actually.
He's what?
He's not sure that he'll go back to work there.
Is that right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wondered how he was doing.
Seemed pretty good
I-
overall, but he said it was pretty hard.
Do they still have their home there on 23rd East?
Yes.
All right.
I talked to Tyler Dunn, I don't know, probably a month or so ago. We always exchange calls on our birthday in April, so we chatted for a while. And Tobias is pretty much the same. I think that there's not, right now, it doesn't feel like there's going to be a lot of improvement from where he is, but they've got him in their home, and I know that they live outside there in Berlin, and I know that he has a good job. And in typical Tyler fashion, he is very circumspect and thoughtful and extremely caring, I know, for his son. And anyways, I'm sure he talks to a number of you probably. He keeps in touch a lot too with all of us who are from Brigham City, but continuing to, wade through that tough affliction.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Can you fill me in?
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, so Tyler's son Tobias came back from his mission, was getting ready to go back to BYU, and had a massive brain aneurysm. I mean, he's completely healthy and, bright future and a bright mind, and it's just been really, really tough. I mean, that was, goodness gracious.
I think it was 2 Christmases ago, as I remember, Rob. I could be.
Well, it was right before BYU started. So, I mean, so it was in August, right? So probably
It happened here.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
okay.
happened. It happened
here in
in,
Salt Lake.
yeah, he was in Brigham City, and I know that they life flighted him from Brigham City to the U.
Oh, that's right. And there was a delay because of COVID, right?
Yep, there was a delay in getting him in to see a trauma surgeon, so that was really disappointing. I think it was a time when there were a lot of vaccines were available, and I think a lot of that's been hard and challenging. But he and Katja, his wife, was from Nuremberg. I know that they're continuing to care for him, and he has some ability to communicate, but I think there's just a lot that's missing. So I mean, I don't know that there's no hope for any continued improvement, but it's very slow at this point in time.
Rob, just to add to that, one incredible thing that came out of that was that Katja had, before they came to the States, because Tyler and Katja were here with vacation, and they were staying with Tyler's sister. She had signed up for catastrophic insurance in case something really bad happened while they were traveling. And so after Tobias was done at the University of Utah Medical Center, there's nothing else they could really do for him. They were able to, at the cost of the insurance company, fly Tobias and Tyler back to Germany. And so that was it's like $150,000, $200,000 cost. And so they got him back to Germany, really, with the insurance paying for it. Still a tragic situation, but a remarkable thing that Katja had done that. I don't know how she had that foresight, but she did.
I hadn't heard that. That's great.
And he, he is close to his oldest daughter, and they have one grandchild. I do know that. So.
Yeah, and Rob, you're right. It was in August, because I remember when Tyler was coming, we talked about playing softball, and the game never happened.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you Brigham City folks, do you know Elder Nauman? You hear from him?
I haven't heard from Wayne at all. I mean, he was a year older than Alan and I, so not that we were. I mean, everybody knows everybody and who goes to, within a year or two of high school, but I haven't heard or seen from Wayne in years. I think probably since mission reunion.
Yeah,
and I haven't.
Nor have I.
Yeah, and I haven't heard from. There was Darren Thompson. I know he married a girl that that was Alan and I's age, and I know he was in the Logan area working in physical therapy, but I haven't talked to Darren. I know Steve Olson became a doctor, and I haven't seen Steve and Meta in years either. So my guess is Tyler would have Tyler's paid more attention to the Brigham City contingent than I have, I think, since I left. But those are the from, and I know that Richard Andrus was, he actually went to a different mission. Sorry.
Yeah, he was up north. Yeah.
The funny thing is that I don't know if I've told you before, our German teacher in high school taught us all Old German script when we were in high school, and then we all got calls to be name extraction missionaries. And I don't know, Alan, if you were a part of that group, but Roger Miner was teaching us all German, and we all were German name extraction missionaries. We went to the temple and did baptism for the dead in German. And I think every one of us but one that I can think of who did that went on a German speaking mission. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, Rob, I didn't do that. And if I recall correctly, I think Miner left midway through our sophomore year. And
yeah,
he went out
did.
to Thykol, and now he is a family history professor at BYU.
Yep.
And has written several books about the church during World War II. He has one. One of them is called In Harm's Way, but one's about.
I have that one. I've read it.
Yeah, that was our high school German teacher.
That was our high school German teacher.
Is that right?
Yeah.
When I was teaching German at the University of Texas, he came in as a faculty applicant, and I lobbied really hard to the degree that I could to get him on faculty, and they ended up going with a Yiddish specialist instead of a foreign language pedagogy specialist. But he did his PhD at Ohio State, and I don't think he found an academic home in the German field, so ended up with family history. So
good man.
Eric, I'm sorry, and all of you, I'm sorry to say I have to leave. I have to go down to Provo. And Eric, these things that have been coming through on chat,
I'll share them. I'll pull them together for you.
Okay, I copied them down as far as Lynn Raber. But anyway, it's good to see all of you, and I hope you'll keep me on the list from now on, Eric, so that I can get the.
If you're really good to me, I'll keep you on the list.
Okay. If you come and visit me, Rob, when were you last down out here?
We made a quick trip, just a short trip to bring a car out. We flew back last night, but we're not able to.
Oh, did you?
see
Literally,
anybody.
we were there for maybe 48 hours at the most. We drove the car out to a child.
Well, I want you all to know that my door is open to any and all of you. So just
good.
Well, I have to be, Debbie can say it's true. As we were driving down, I said, dang it, I wish we had time to go see Sister Lake. So
absolutely,
you were thought of, even though we couldn't execute. You're named out loud in our wish list of people that we wanted to see.
Right.
Well, I understand. So thank you to all of you. Love you all.
Love you, Sister Love.
Bye.
Be careful, Ramona. Don't fall anymore.
No more backpedaling.
Or mountain biking or skiing or
Yeah, right. There's no way.
Okay. Good luck to all of
Life
you.
is too short.
All right, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry. I think I didn't have that on mute, so I feel bad.
You're not on. You're not on mute now.
Oh, dang it. Oh, it was the video that I,
I love it. You're on mute now.
You're
If you're
on
trying
mute
to
now.
talk to us. We've got the picture, but no sound. It seems like you can't get both of those in sync.
okay. I was having a hard time bringing up the bar on the bottom. And for some reason, it just doesn't like me. So anyway.
My guess is you don't do a lot of teleworking. That's just my guess. I'm just feeling
No,
that.
no, I was gonna just sit and listen and talk, but you know, we're leaving on Monday and my house is a disaster. So I'm trying to like work as I go.
Multitask.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get an update on Marco?
Hello.
Marco, how far are you from Frankfurt?
So 6 hours.
I was gonna say you should hit Alan up to buy you dinner while he's there.
If he's in Frankfurt, I would absolutely do that. So.
Yeah.
So Ellen,
Gotta
you are
see-
in is Ellen in Frankfurt right now?
No, I land on the 24th. And then I'm
Okay.
there for 5 days, and then we fly to London, where the Europe North area office is.
So, and what is your job right now?
So I'm the controller for the church, and so I work with all of the church control. You know, so the Europe Central area, based in Frankfurt, they have a controller, and he's got a team, and I'll go work with the controller and the team. So I'm a certified public accountant by trade.
So maybe you meet my Schwager. I don't know
Yeah.
it in English.
Yeah.
If Frank Tauche.
Let me look. How do you spell that last name? Let me look and see if I can.
Tauche.
Just
Like Baptist.
T-A-U-C-H-E-R, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tauche. Like
Okay.
diver in
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see him on the list here, but let me, I'll write that down. And
I know he works in Frankfurt for the church, so that's all.
okay.
With computers and telephones and so.
Okay.
You know, Alan, do you know Melissa Dalton Bradford?
No, I don't. That
She
doesn't ring a
was
bell.
my MTC teacher.
Her husband Randy was also an MTC teacher. Anyway, they live in Frankfurt.
Okay.
So I didn't know if maybe you knew them from the MTC.
No, so what we'll do is, you know, we'll go in a couple days in advance. We'll get there Saturday and we'll start work on Monday. And so, you know, we're going to go like we'll go to we'll go to one of the wards there on Sunday, but that's really, other than people that work in the area office, that's all we'll really see.
Yeah, I asked you, I said, are you going to get to do some sightseeing? He says, no, that's not the way it works.
Hey, we actually are hoping to get to Borg Eltz on Saturday if we can, but Hugh didn't get the right flights, and so he's coming in a couple hours behind me. So
He just didn't want to fly with you.
I know, I don't blame him.
Yeah, are you the boss, Alan? Is that it?
No, I'm not the boss of anything, Rob.
I was gonna say, if you're the boss, I mean, I wouldn't want to fly with you if I was, somebody who worked for you. I mean, heaven. I mean, nobody wants to hang out with me. I mean, that is.
Yeah.
Alan's just
clear
the
thing.
controller for the whole church. So yeah.
So do you work, Alan, at all with the global marketing or the global development portion of the church?
Oh, so are you talking like public affairs? Is that what you're talking about?
No, like development as in like the business side. going out and developing like City Creek Mall and that kind of thing?
So I work with the controllers there's a church legal entity that oversees all that. And I work with that controller. So
Got
that's
it.
really who I work with. So we have
Got it.
You're
a number
making
of
sure,
controllers that are over that.
so
Mhm.
you're making the money flow, right? So there's like this would be doing developments, but if the money wants to move from point A to point B and wants to have the right internal controls and all this stuff, you own all those processes. Making
So no, when it comes to money flow, we have a treasury department, we have a treasurer. I mean, we've talked to money flow, but that controller, I'm sorry, I'm taking everyone through I could talk about this all day. But all of the process that would surround that to make sure that it's accounted for properly, that I've got good internal control, good segregation of duties and all of that. That's what our teams are responsible for.
And that's separate from auditing, right?
Yeah.
the church audit department comes in and makes sure you don't screw up, right?
No, it's really true. Yeah.
And then Hugh works for international tax.
So Hugh reports into the tax. There's a tax director as well, and his name's Jason Nelson, and Jason's coming with us. And he reports into Jason. But I think Hugh does a lot of the expat returns, which is why
Sister Busha.
Why he's coming on this trip with us.
What's Jason's last name?
Nelson, Nelsen.
Do you know William Blako?
Wow, I'm getting all these names thrown at me, and I'm like an gopher. This is not good. Casey, how do you spell that last name?
Blacoe. I don't know if he's still working. He might be retired. He was over IT in Frankfurt.
Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't ring a bell. Once again, I really work with I work with primarily the finance team and some of those that are there. Yeah. We rarely get into with the IT folks, just in the few days that we're there.
I feel your pain, Alan. People ask me all the time. I say I work at NASA, and somebody says, "Do you know so and so?" And it's like, no, unless they're involved in what I do, and some engineer working at in Cleveland. No, never met them. Don't have any idea who they are.
Yeah.
Do you know Buzz Aldrin?
Yeah.
I've met Buzz. Yes.
We tease about this, but being in the church, it's amazing the connections that you have.
It is.
Every ward I've gone to, I've found someone I knew from somewhere else.
It is very true. Small world.
Especially with missions all over the world.
Yeah. For sure.
Lola, I'm curious what's going on at work for you.
Who you asking?
You're muted.
You're still on mute.
I'm looking for a job. So, but I'm also in the middle of I'm getting an executive MBA at BYU right now. So.
Oh, cool.
What is your line of work?
I have been doing.
She's the queen of ice cream.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. National sales for, wasn't an ice cream manufacturer, and then like frozen fruit pops. I've been in the frozen food section for a long time, but VP of sales, director of sales, national sales for CPG companies. Although I don't know if I'm going to stay in the industry or not. So, I mean, I'm looking in the industry, but I'm not necessarily planning on staying there forever. So, yeah.
Too much free time on your hands, huh, Lola?
I don't know how people in the program do work and the executive MBA program at the same time, even though that's what it's meant to be.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, but I don't know.
Seminaries and Institutes has employed a strategy to hire teachers right home from their missions without a bachelor's degree, which is a dramatic departure from what we've done before.
Yeah.
And I'm helping and I'm driving the evaluation behind our pilot testing of this program. And one of the huge issues that we didn't anticipate that has come up is this going to school full time and working full time, and the stress that that places on young families and individuals. And so we could have implemented something that will result in even greater turnover than we had before. And
You were looking to fix the problem and not
yeah,
create a bigger
exactly.
problem.
They're really good as near peers. They really connect with the kids because they're the same age, almost. But
They're
they
still
struggle with
on
other things.
fire. Yeah.
So my twins are in the program. They're taking the classes anyway. Alessia's taken it already. She loves it. She wants to do it. And Rachel is taking it in the fall.
We've dramatically shortened that workshop too. So before you could spend a minimum of 3 semesters plus student teaching, and now we're doing 10-week workshops. So
Oh my gosh,
they have a
wow.
lot less time to actually prepare and develop the skills that they need to succeed in the classroom. So
Are
they
they-
connect
are they-
really well with the kids. They're high energy, but when it comes to classroom management and administrative tasks and some of the realities of being a teacher, they really can struggle.
Have you, as the church, struggled to have a sufficient enough teaching cadre? I mean, is that
That's
a
the
real
perception.
issue?
That's the perception that's driven the strategic change.
So you
That the
basically,
pool's too shallow.
all right, so you're trying to get people earlier before they go off and choose some other career path. You kind of lock them in,
Right.
get them to get an education and engage them that way.
Yeah, we don't
Interesting.
pay for a bachelor's degree, but we will pay for a master's degree.
Yeah, back in the day when I was in there, they didn't want you to get a master's degree right away. They wanted you to teach.
Yeah.
And I took the classes and stuff like that, and I was like, I wanted to get my master's right away, and they were like, no, and so I just left.
Yeah.
I
One
took
of
the
the other,
class. Go ahead.
say that again, Lola.
Oh, I was gonna say, I took the classes, but I had after I had transferred to Weber State, which was a mistake. I should have stayed at BYU. But I can't remember the guy's name that directed the program. He flat out told me that I should be barefoot and pregnant and that I'll never teach. They'll never hire a female.
I didn't put it exactly that way.
Anyway, I always wanted to do it. But I don't know, it would have been tough in Colorado to do it.
Well, maybe that's something to look into, but one of the other things that we're doing, we know that we're missing people like you guys who are entrepreneurs or accomplished in your respective fields, but who still want to teach. So we're expanding our part-time teachers who come in and teach 1, 2, or 3 classes a day, and then they're, a controller, their main job is as a controller or budget director or whatever the case may be.
That would actually be a lot of fun because that would actually be a lot of fun. I should look at that.
It's pretty enticing for these young kids coming home from missions to come home and step into a $50,000 a year full-time job.
Yeah, for my girls, it's not about the money at all. In fact, they view it as sacrificing money that they could earn in another field just because they love it. My daughters, I think, would do really well because they both taught at the MTC. They do really, really well. They've led, girls camps. They've done plenty of teaching, and Rachel's currently a supervisor for the Japanese teachers. She's actually already a pretty amazing teacher. So I think they'll do.
One of the few women supervisors too. My daughter taught at the FTC. She was none too happy about a lot of women teachers and very few men supervisors. She felt like
supervisor. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "What is going on, Dad?"
There's something wrong with this rubric.
The ratios don't even look close to. Even if it was even, it's not like blatantly somebody's not thinking about this as as a diversity type of a thing. Although if I say the word diversity, some people will shoot me, but
That's almost a swear word in the building, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Really?
Well, you probably remember, I think it was Elder Oak's talk and conference. It's not about diversity. So diversity is not what we're after, is basically what he said. So we tend to respond to whatever the current leadership is saying.
I get
So
that.
I'm retiring in 2 years.
Are you really?
You may be shorter than that, Eric.
My wife
if
thinks
you
it will
get
be
the
shorter
video.
than that and keeps reminding me as I walk out the door every day not to get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's funny. But well, I mean, I think the church still has a long ways to go on that front, but in general, I'm really into women in leadership organizations, and Utah is dead last.
Well, I'm converted.
Yeah,
My boss,
they rank 50 in the US as far as being favorable towards women in the workplace.
I got a
Wow.
new boss 2 years ago. She came in as a director from eBay. She was director of global HR for eBay. And within a year, she was made an associate administrator, which is like a VP.
Mhm.
And she has transformed our organization. I mean, she is transforming our organization in ways that no one else could. So I agree that we need more women in leadership roles.
The dean right now in the Marriott School of Business is female. She is amazing. I've gotten to know her this past year. And it's not that, everyone has a bad view of hiring women. It's just that it's just now happening. So at least at BYU. So all the professors give her huge accolades. But yeah. Anyway, back to seminary. I think it'd be fun. I did early morning for a few years.
Yeah.
And don't call me Eric. I'm too greedy.
So Eric, we don't hire that many seminary teachers outside of the Intermountain West, right? Utah, Idaho.
That's right. Yeah, Arizona, Idaho, Utah.
Nevada. Used to be Nevada. I don't know if it's
There
still-
are release time programs in Nevada and Oregon, Washington, California, Wyoming.
I don't
But
know if they're still there. There were 2 in Colorado. My friend was one of them,
Yeah.
but
those
was
are
the coordinator.
small
reported
numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, us Virginians are the early morning ones, right?
The best kind.
And that's what I did, was early morning. I loved it, but
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it's good.
I
for the
like
kids.
subbing for Debbie every now and then, right? It's like I called that service light. You know what I mean? I could feel some of that, but only occasionally did I have to really get up earlier. Well, actually, I was usually off to work.
Well, there are few callings, maybe 0 callings in the church that are as demanding as being a early morning seminary teacher.
Mhm.
Absolutely. The year after, a couple years after I taught, a friend of mine was called, and when I see him in the hall, he like nailed it. I'm like, so how's seminary? And he just said, it's every day. Like, I get you.
Nonstop.
Totally get you.
But it makes a big
Respect.
difference.
Go ahead, Casey.
I was gonna say, the seminary teachers make a big difference on the youth. I mean, I remember our previous state presidency that they'd always pick the cream of the crop of the leaders and put them into the seminary program. I mean, they can make a difference in people's youth lives, and whether they go on a mission, whether they're heading to the temple, or just whether they get testimonies. It's huge.
I always apologize to my early morning seminary teacher whenever I see her for the hell that I caused in her life for too long.
I love that my girls can take early morning seminary, because when I was growing up in Idaho, we had to take release time. We weren't allowed, they had no early morning program. And my girls have all taken it, have both taken it all 4 years because they wanted to take other classes. They didn't need to take other classes, but there was just so many other classes they wanted to take in high school. And most of their teachers have been female.
Yeah, a
So-
lot of the what we call 0-hour classes or early morning classes in release time programs are taught by volunteers.
I think ours are regular teachers. Well, I'm at Alta High.
It's a
They're-
mix.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
did 0 hour when I was in high school. But it was just an hour before school started. It wasn't way early. And it was full-time teachers that taught it.
Yeah, Faith, my daughter now they start at 6:20, but they used to have 2 classes. They had one that started at 6 and one that started at 7. And now they made a compromise or one that started at 6:30, I think. And now they just have, because they haven't had as many students, they just start at 6:20. So.
Oh, I've got a meeting I've got to run
End
to.
of the hour. Thank you all for coming. We'll look
Yep.
forward to August or July, I mean.
I should be in, I think I will be in I think I'll be in Barcelona. So I'll see if I can get in somehow.
Hopefully you have a good Wi-Fi connection.
I
Stay
hope so.
safe. Bye
Bye.
all.
See ya.
Have fun,
All right.
Mona.
See ya.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.